Hi guys,
Welcome back,
welcome.
or welcome for the first time.
Mm-hmm. I'm Melina
I'm Yoav, and this
and
is One-on-One Ratio
Show
Pod,
Pod. Woo!
the podcast where we talk about
Oh,
Blistex, the medicated lip ointment. There you go.
there you go.
It's really a wonderful product in general.
It is.
I know last episode we talked a little about the history of the product, the
Mm-hmm.
founders, and now we're just gonna get into the nitty and gritty of what these products mean to us.
Yes.
Um, uh, how, where to even start with ballistics?
Blistex is very meaningful to both of us because I have dry, chapped lips, and Yoav, when he was on Accutane, was rubbing that shit all the time.
I saw a picture of me when I was on Accutane. Jesus Christ. Y'all have no idea. Like my lips were they weren't bad. Like my lips just disappeared like to the point where it was just like two like crumpled up like dry pieces of meat.
Yeah. But now
Awful.
look at
You
his
know that
skin. Guys, look at how beautiful
wait,
and
now look at my
baby-faced he
skin.
looks.
It's and I didn't even put on the Zoom skin
The
smoother.
skin tint filter.
I'm trying to grow a mustache and beard, but it's not working.
Guys, everyone in the comments
This
say,
is
no, Yoav, don't do that.
this is day two, guys.
Everyone say
I'll send
no.
I'll send you updates, Meli.
Thank you.
Next podcast, it's gonna be up to here.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
All right. Well,
Maybe no. Why do you say no? You don't know.
we'll see. Haven't had good
No, I
experiences
won't.
with beards in the
Yeah,
past,
it's
so.
true. It's true. Me neither. It's very. I don't know. We'll see. Um, because yesterday I tried going into a bar and they didn't let me in, so it's like, fuck you, I'll grow a beard
Because
and
he
come
needs a
back.
beard to get into the bar. That's the rule.
Well,
No
the
beard, no
issue is
entry.
the issue is my mom was sitting there and I went to a movie with friends and we went to the bar. Um, we tried getting into the bar to like meet my mom there. And my stupid ass went to the woman and was like, "Can I just meet my mom in there for like a quick second?" And she was like, "How old are you?" I was like, "Right."
40? Uh, yeah.
Stupid,
Kidding. Okay.
stupid.
I think we should jump
Um,
into movie news.
should we jump into movie news?
Yeah,
Let's do
let's
it.
go. You go first.
Should I? Okay. Edgar Wright, the director of um
Baby Driver.
Baby
Shaun of the
Driver,
Dead.
Scott Pilgrim, Shaun of the Dead, um, other stuff as well, is in talks to direct Barbarella remake starring Sydney Sweeney. Have you heard of Barbarella?
Of course, I have the Barbarella poster on my wall.
Really?
Yeah, over
Have you
there.
seen the film?
No, it's
You want
just
to show it? You
it's
want to
I
show it
can't. This time I can't show it.
to the one-on-one ratio fam?
I would, but it's like up here and it's kind of an awkward angle.
Mm. Um, famous misogynistic B movie. Um,
Yeah, pretty much.
sci-fi. What's her name is in it?
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda is in it.
I just
Who's an excellent actress. Why are we remaking this for
I
what?
why are we remaking it? Why is Edgar Wright the one who's gonna remake it?
My thing is this the kind of like reclamation narrative? Like, are they trying to remake it now with like feminist ideals? What's the go plan? This one, Edgar.
Knowing maybe they saw Barbie and were like, yeah, we have to do that and like reinvent
Sydney
her
Sweeney?
image.
Sydney Sweeney?
Sydney, girl, you know better than this. You know better. So let's pack this up and move on, shall we?
Did you watch Immaculate?
No, I do want to watch it though.
I heard it's mid.
Yeah, but I heard her performance was pretty good.
Yeah, the marketing was cool.
Yeah.
There's this new horror film. It's on my list, but
Long
um,
legs.
Long Legs.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so excited. I'm so ready.
Neon's marketing campaign for Long Legs could like make like put Neon on any marketing campaign and they just do it exactly the way they need to and they'll
They
get me on board.
as 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 I say, they eat that shit up.
Like, imagine, like, just think about the difference and like the variation in their campaigns. Like, think about how they marketed La Chimera with all these
Mm-hmm.
different alternative posters on Instagram, and like it's very targeted towards one audience. And then you have something like Long Legs. It's just a completely different campaign. They're
Bro.
very versatile and they adapt to the movies they're marketing so
La
well, and they're always of such good quality.
Lucky
I
Mira
love
is
Neon.
gonna get that Criterion release real soon. I feel it in my
I
bones. You
don't
don't
think
think
I
so?
don't think so. Mm, Maybe I feel like they'd sooner enter Happy as Lazaro, which is
Mm,
Alice's other film.
okay.
Um, because it's also on Netflix, because they have those deals with Netflix, and also it's a little, I don't know. La Chimera is a little too, I don't know. I don't know. It might work, it might not
We'll
for
see.
Criterion. We'll see. We'll see.
Um, all right, well, next piece of news. Um, Focus Features lands Yorgo Lanthimos's next film.
Okay, that was one of my things.
Okay.
So good.
Begonia.
Begonia. Yeah, that's
Starring
how I
Emma
heard it.
Stone and Jesse Plemons, and it follows two conspiracy-obsessed young men who kidnap the high-powered CEO of a major company and convince that she's an alien, intent on destroying planet Earth.
The question is, what would this be more of a Yorgos Lanthimos? Is Tony McNamara his screenwriter, or is that someone else? The guy he
Let
worked
me
on
check. Let me
Poor Things
check.
with? Would it be a more of a Poor Things, the favorite kind of deal, or will it be more Dogtooth kinds of kindness,
Yeah,
lobster kind of deal?
Tony McNamara did Poor Things in The
So
Favorite.
there's Tony McNamara, Yorgos Lanthimos, and there's Yorgos Lanthimos Raw edition when he
That
just raw dogs it,
which I
and
think
there's
is
no
his.
one to,
It's
which
another
is what
Greek
kind
man.
of kindness,
Yeah,
yeah, is gonna be like.
we'll
Because we'll get to
see.
kind of kindness in a second, but we'll see. It's interesting. Begonia seems
Hmm.
funny.
Yeah.
Jim Jarmusch, director of Patterson. So many classics that I can't remember. Coffee and Cigarettes, Ghost Dog, so many other films. I'm just blanking right now. Reunites with Adam Driver and Cate Blanchett for an anthology film. Father, Mother, Father, Mother, Sister, Brother.
Mm, interesting title.
That sounds interesting. Jim, welcome back. Welcome
Welcome back,
back, Jim.
Jim.
Seems interesting. I'd love to see Adam Driver and Cate Blanchett.
We'll see how they go work together.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't seen Cate Blanchett in anything this year.
Yeah, she hasn't. Not really.
Or really since like Tar, she hasn't been really active, has she?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well,
Interesting.
on another note of films being kind of left mysterious, not knowing, we finally got an update on Luca. What? Don't judge me. Luca Guadagnino's Queer, starring Drew Starkey and what's his
Yes.
name? What's his name?
James Bond.
Mr. James Bond. Thank you.
Wasn't that
Um,
supposed to go to Cannes this year?
it's going to Venice,
Hmm.
but I'm not sure. Maybe Cannes. No, well, if it's going to Venice, it's not going to Cannes, but
I don't remember.
it's
No, it's not. I don't think they finished it.
No, but the movie's 3 hours long. Yeah.
Let's go.
3 hour long movie. That is our new update.
Usually these kinds of announcements make me upset because I keep your movies short, but I trust Luca to make it interesting.
Apparently, this is like his all-time passion project. Like this is the thing that he's been wanting to adapt
I
for
love that man.
years.
I
Like,
fucking love that man and his
we'll see.
movies.
I'm curious to see how two straight actors are gonna portray this because this isn't like subtle homosexual, like no, this is
Yeah,
like this is very supposed to be gay, 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 gay. So we'll see.
we'll
We'll see.
see. I mean, when it comes to sexuality in film and
Mm-hmm.
sexual orientation, I usually don't really get upset about straight people playing gay characters or gay people playing straight characters and
Neither
like
do I.
that whole thing. I think sometimes it's kind of sad to see like when something is a very like uniquely queer character and then you don't get a queer actor that, because you don't get, for example, a lot of roles for non-binary people or
Right.
people that, that are like gender queer. Like I
Mm-hmm.
get that because they don't get a lot of um roles. And
Yeah.
also, it's kind of if so, but that doesn't happen for the most part. It's not like there's much representation in that area, anyways.
I mean,
And
we
I
got Emma
think when it
Darcy.
comes to, yeah, I think when when it comes to sexual orientation, I don't mind at all. I think as long as the actor is committed and
Mm-hmm.
willing to hear a perspective, hear a queer perspective, and learn from queer people, and
I agree. As long
just
as they just are respectful with it, yeah.
yeah. Some people are like, don't like, why are you no, guys,
Also,
chill
I'm
out.
sorry, but I
It's a
have to say
character.
it.
It's the whole point of acting. Like
Some
you're
sometimes and sometimes queer actors, oddly enough, I don't think, especially gay men. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. I think sometimes they maybe can't portray the gay men that are written for screen. Does that make sense?
yes, unless it's a sort of Gregor Rocky kind of deal,
Right.
where it's the Guadagnino though is very, I don't know. I feel like he's the same kind of deal where this is a gay director, no, he's not
Mm-hmm.
gray, he's
I mean,
gay,
he himself
gay
is gay, so I feel like that should already be enough
screenwriter.
of a
So it is kind of like I trust him to do a
yeah,
real, everything's been really real so far.
yeah,
Um, so except for even though Call Me by Your Name, I believe is a movie for straight girls
yeah.
as opposed to, but he's evolved since, you can definitely tell by Challengers. Um,
Mm-hmm. And even Bones and all, like very niche movie.
yeah, yeah. Um, I just want to touch a little bit about the Cannes Film Festival and the
Oh
reactions
yes.
from
Let's
the films out
go.
there. So let's talk about Megalopolis, which has, I don't know, you
Ooh,
probably have been getting updates from film Twitter.
yeah.
Okay. So people are saying it's not great. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we thought it would be kind of like a Babylon situation, but no one is
It's
really saying it's a masterpiece.
yeah,
Um, no one's saying it's as much of a tour de force as I thought it would be.
yeah.
Um,
Also, a lot of people are I've seen a lot of things criticizing the set and how
the set, yeah,
bad
how
it
Ford
was
Coppola was acting. Um,
and how
apparently
he
the
would smoke
direction.
weed.
Yeah, so there's this whole thing about how it just feels like he wrote it when he was high and he thought it was a good idea, and like, but the script did go through 3,000 like
Like
rewrites or
rewrites.
something, and like I guess it was a turbulent kind of pre-production, but I don't know. I saw this. I don't know if you watch the Oscar Expert, right? You watch that guy?
Yeah.
He was he watches Megalopolis review. I think it's
Okay.
interesting.
I will.
I'll still be seated. I heard Aubrey Plaza is really good. I've heard criticisms about the female characters and how they're really badly
Mm,
written. I've heard
uh-oh.
criticisms about all the performances, how they're badly direct. I don't know. So that's Megalopolis. Even though the trailer looked sick as fuck.
Yeah, it did. It might be one of those movies where visually it's really, really, really
Yeah.
stunning, but story-wise, it's just bad. We'll
Yeah.
see.
So we got that. We got Andrea Arnold Bird, which I
Yeah.
think will get the Palme d'Or.
You
Maybe.
think?
Yeah.
You don't think it's gonna
What
be
else?
Kinds of Kindness?
No, no.
No.
So kinds of kindness has been getting pretty good ratings and reviews on Letterboxd. I haven't read any, but from what I understand, how Variety phrased it is that it's Yorgos's allergic reaction to all the popularity he's had as of recent. It's a kind of absolutely weird, like these these stories aren't really connected to one another except for this like minor character that shows up in all three of them, and it's just
Yes.
weird and
It's
and
also like sex
dark.
cults.
Yeah, there's something fucking weird
I don't
going
know.
on.
All I
So,
know is that, I mean, you really think that Andrea Arnold's movie's gonna get it? Because I saw that I saw the sheet and it wasn't rated very high, but
mm,
we
um,
we haven't heard of Honora yet either, so
we haven't heard from Honora yet. It might be amazing. It probably is. It
we'll see.
probably is amazing.
We'll see.
Um, you have Limonov the Ballad, which we were very excited for, getting pretty bad reviews as
Yeah.
well.
You have the
So,
Shrouds, which we haven't heard back from.
yeah, we haven't heard from the Shrouds. Apparently in Limonov, Ben Whishaw eats his own cum.
Oh,
So, that's interesting. We haven't heard from the Shrouds.
okay.
We'll update you
We'll
guys.
update. Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
things been I don't know. I don't think it's that strong of a year
Like
for
because last year,
cinema.
like, I mean, even just with Anatomy of a Fall, like we had bangers, you
We got
know?
Anatomy. I think Killers premiere at Cannes. We got a lot of
I
shit.
don't
We got a lot
know.
of shit.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it's just not as strong of a year. In general, I think it hasn't been that strong of a year. We were kind of counting on those megalopolis
we
kind of.
were,
I think it's been a strong year for indie cinema. It will
yeah,
be for
yeah.
sure, with all the Sean Baker, Andrea Arnold kind of situations. But
I
not
wonder
for
what's gonna happen for like the Oscars, you know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
wonder what direction that's
yeah,
gonna take.
yeah.
And I wonder
Uh,
if a movie like, for example, Challengers will
no,
see the Oscars. You
no,
don't think
no,
so?
no, absolutely
I
not.
don't think so
Even
either,
though
but
I could see that keeping my number one film of the year spot for the whole year.
you don't think it might even it might even get nominated for like score?
Maybe,
I
maybe.
don't
We'll
no
see
no
though.
none of the acting, but like
I don't know. It's not fit
it's
the
true.
bill.
That's true.
We'll see though. We'll see though.
Well,
Um,
mm, speaking of Luca and Josh O'Connor, um Leia, I don't know how to say her last name, Seydoux,
Sadu, yeah,
is preparing to film yet again another Luca Guadagnino film, Separate
he's
Rooms,
going off.
alongside
Yeah,
Josh O'Connor. And the story follows
yeah.
Leo, played by Josh O'Connor, who's an Italian writer, and he is mourning the loss of his musician boyfriend Thomas. Another gay role for Josh O'Connor. Let's go. Let's go. This man cannot stop playing homosexuals. It's crazy.
Well, I fucking love Josh O'Connor and
Me
Lea
too.
Seydoux. I think they might be some. Lea Seydoux is so fucking hot
Oh, her wait,
and also a great actress.
that movie Femme.
Yeah, is she
So
in that?
yeah, maybe Femme
Hmm.
will see the light of day. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But
Sounds
yeah,
like I can't wait to see her and him in
me
a Luca
too.
Guadagnino movie. And Luca's been popping off. It's his year,
Oh
really.
yeah.
So
He
let's
he's
see.
taking advantage
Him,
of
him and Lanthimos are going crazy. Are going crazy.
yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Oh yeah.
looking forward to that.
Me too.
Um,
Anything else from you?
no,
That's
that's
it.
it. Yeah,
All right.
I'm ready. I'm
Quickly,
ready to move on to what we watched.
should we breeze through that?
Hmm.
All right. I have two.
Okay, I have three.
Okay, perfect. So, the first thing I watched this week, well, technically rewatched. I rewatched Y tu mamá también with my friends for our club, and oh my God, on a rewatch, it went up to 5 stars. It's such a
Was
good
Zev
movie.
there?
No, you know what happened with
Hmm.
Zev? I
What?
texted that motherfucker and I said, "Hey, um, have you seen the movie? Like, are you doing anything?" No response. Quiet. Crickets. I see him
What
the
a
next day
bitch.
at school, and I was like, "Oh, did you watch the movie for the club that we're both presidents of?" And he goes, "No."
Yeah.
"Oh, why didn't you answer my fucking text because I was gonna invite you to my house, you bitch?" And he and you know what? You know what? That's his fault. And he was like, "I would have come." Then why didn't you answer me?
Yo should just call. What about calling?
What do you mean call?
Just ring him up.
I did. I called him on my way
Oh,
home and he didn't respond.
oh,
I think I called him
okay.
twice. I'm not even
Fuck you, Zev.
ah,
So, Itu Mama, Alfonso Cuarón. How was it?
so good. Yoav, you need to watch this movie so bad. You would love it. You would love this movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. Sorry that I'm going off for a second. I know it's like really, but I know
It's
it's really my
so
vibe.
it's such your vibe. It's so good. I love it. Everything about it is so great. The cinematography, the coloring, the music, the acting, the relationships, the message. So good.
Challengers Itu Mama double feature.
Yes, of course. And
Sounds sweet.
then I watched
Did you watch it on the Criterion disc?
yeah,
How'd it look? Do you have the
phenomenal.
Blu-ray or the DVD?
The
Hmm,
Blu-ray. It
okay.
looked phenomenal, per usual. Then I watched Stop Making Sense finally.
Stop making sense. Stop making sense.
Guys, so good. So good. I
Oh,
was like,
what a great movie. In
I
theaters?
felt
No.
no, on HBO.
Mhm.
I felt the rush. I felt the power.
So you got the 4K restoration.
Yes.
Okay.
Um, I
You felt
love
the
the
power?
Talking Heads. I love their music. It was so beautiful. I felt like I was serenaded. It was so fun.
Yeah.
I was busting a move.
That shit in the
Oh.
theater was crazy.
I wish I saw it in theaters. Maybe they'll
Puerto
do
Rican
another.
theaters. Yeah, hopefully. It's it's so energetic and so electric. Um,
Yeah.
but it's actually the song that always gets me emotional, and that is when they sing Heaven,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
which is such a great song. And that performance is amazing. And then David Byrne has this unlimited energy to him
Okay, everyone is
that
saying that
you
they were on cocaine, which like probably, but even then, it's like
they were not on cocaine.
you don't think
They
so?
were
I think
fuck because it's all so it's not drugged. It's mathematically, it's such a precise show with all these lighting and like everything is like so coordinated.
you could still be on coke.
True. I don't see them
It's
as
it's just so sad to me that they're not together anymore. That's the saddest part about all this. Like, damn, why did y'all have to
yeah.
go and break up and be mad at
But
each other?
what a way to celebrate your and what a show. What a
What a
show.
show.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I watched.
Um, so I
Oh,
watched The Policeman.
I do want to say real quick. I promise you guys, and I promise Yoav, that when school's over, which is in a week, I will be watching movies every night. Mark my words. And obviously it's June coming up, which means I'm gonna do my annual queer movies for June, duh.
Oh no. Meli takes that shit
I
seriously.
do. I do. So you best believe I'm gonna be, oh yeah.
Did you ever watch what queer movies would I recommend to you? Did you ever watch Paris is Burning? You did.
Yes.
Uh, Dumb.
No.
I'll recommend some for
If you
you.
guys have any
Do you have your list?
recommendations, drop them
Yeah,
down below.
send it over because she makes a
I'm
list.
I'm cultivating my list currently. I have most of
Mm,
them, but I need a few more. Let me know. Yoav, your turn, go.
definitely some more Pedro Monabar, some
Yeah.
All About My Mother maybe.
Yes.
I'll recommend some too.
Okay.
Check out her letterbox when she puts up the list. I watched The Policeman, 1971. Really sad comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool thing was that they screened it with an original 16 millimeter. It's a very small movie theater with a 16 millimeter print.
Whoa.
The quality of the image was awful, but it was so cool. You could hear the projector like clicking.
That's
Um,
awesome.
it was a really interesting screening for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Nice.
I'm on a Robert Altman kick. I only watched one more of his movies, but I can't stop thinking about his movies and like wanting to sit down any chance I get and just watch a Robert Altman movie. I watched Macabre and Mrs. Miller,
Mm.
which is this fucking like it's with Warren Beatty and Julie Christie. It's from 1971, which is one of the best years for cinema. You know, my favorite decade is 70s for cinema.
Of
It's so
course.
70s. It's the first revisionist Western. It
Okay.
is so the whole thing is soundtracked by Leonard Cohen. Um, it's so
You
fucking
for real?
beautiful and yeah,
I love Leonard.
it's a heartbreaking film. It's beautiful. It's about capitalism and it's about this guy who it's like the new stranger in a town kind of cliche in a way. He
Mhm.
comes in and he wants to start a whorehouse,
Oh.
which was obviously generally accepted back then. And so he starts this whorehouse and he meets this woman that was once a prostitute herself and says, I know everything about the business. Let's go halfsies.
Mm-hmm.
And um they yeah, I won't spoil it, but it works out in the first area of this film, and then it stops working out. Um it's his movies are fucking brilliant. They're so hazy. Like you can't it's it's
I like that
I
word.
can't describe it.
Hazy is such a nice word to
That's what
describe.
his movies are. Like The Long Goodbye, for example, a movie about a person that gets intertwined in a crime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basic. I can't remember what the crime was. I just remember the vibe. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not important to Altman. It's not important what happened. It's important to capture LA at midnight and the jazzy, hazy um it's so he's so interested in everything that's not his main story. Like in Macabre, you'd get something that has something to do with the plot, but then the camera would just stay there and the main characters have left and you're just getting these like hilarious interactions and he just wants to capture it's like poem this sad poem for every prostitute, every pimp, every Westerner, every person that died
Yeah.
along the way in this like incredibly brutal period of time. it's it's Macabre and Mrs. Miller was fucking amazing. I give it a 4.5, but it's a masterpiece. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I get you.
Um, I watched a screening of Life According to Agfa, which is one of the most revered film. It's kind of like a revolutionary film in a
Mm-hmm.
way, an anarchistic film, Israeli film from
Ooh.
1992. That is kind of an allegory for our society,
Mm.
and it is very, very relevant. So
Okay.
I watched that and it was great. And
Hell
that's it.
yeah. And
Yeah.
obviously we watched Afterlife.
And we watched Afterlife, which we're about to talk about. So yeah,
We're gonna get into it,
see you
guys.
guys.
I hope you're ready.
Yeah. See you guys in the next segment.
Are we doing? Yep. Peace.
Oh, I see. I see. Like, we're back.
We're back,
Um,
bitches.
Welcome to our segment on Afterlife 1998, directed by Hirokazu Koreeda.
That's a
Um,
mouthful. Say that 8 times fast.
what is the one memory you could take with you
When I
on a
had to
cold
poop in Yosemite in the snow, in the middle
what?
of the wilderness.
In the middle of like a snow, like a just an empty plain of snow, like a snow,
No, it was
and
behind a
then did you
tree.
cover? Is
I had
it?
to
Did you
I
poop
had to
on
dig a
snow or?
I had to dig a hole. I had to poop in it and then I had to cover it.
That's a pretty good one. On a cold Monday morning, a group of counselors clock in at an old-fashioned social services office. Their task is to interview the recently deceased, record their personal details, then, over the course of the week, assist them in choosing a single memory to keep for eternity. And that's the film. That's that's the movie.
Yeah, that's the
There's
movie.
there's
There's not really much else to it.
nothing there's nothing else to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Um Overall thoughts? Oh, I love that still.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
wanted to
cute.
show it. It's cute.
I was like, she just chose the
Overall
black background.
thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm just stupid, but I don't know, like, I don't know if I fully got it. Or
Okay.
I I think I got it. It's just that
Okay.
I don't know. The ending was really confusing to me, I'm not gonna lie. Like the last
The
like 20
ending.
minutes.
Okay. I wasn't really confused. But also,
I don't know.
okay, well, should we
Maybe it's
okay.
just because I went into this movie expecting something very different and then
Same.
and
Same.
then it kind of like shocked me as to, like what it was. And then
I get what you mean.
I don't know, maybe it just because it didn't click with me all that much that I wasn't
Okay.
really like enjoying it as much as I thought I would.
Okay.
But yeah. What about
So
you?
there's I I have I have stuff to say. I think it's a brilliant concept. I think the concept is really, really interesting. And it's just an example of how much a really good concept can elevate a film and
Yeah.
like take it really far.
Yeah.
Um, I wish there was more character to it. I wish there was more character to it because when you decide to take the naturalistic kind of almost documentarian tone that it takes, I think it's good to have a subject to the documentary, if you
I
will.
I
Um,
was thinking that and I was like I don't know if I'm gonna I didn't want to get hate for saying this, but I was almost thinking like maybe he should have stuck to just one or two people and really focused on them
yeah,
and their story as
but
opposed to like
that would change the film for sure a
I
lot.
yeah, but then it would I don't know because I just felt so
It would just
disconnected.
make it less boring in a way. Um, I it does kind of hone in on this young man at the end. Well, young man. He's apparently he was born in like 1920s, but the young man,
Yeah.
um, later in the film, and his kind of relationship to this girl that's
Kyoko?
also I don't remember the
No.
names at
No,
all.
Kyoko was the one
I
that he
couldn't
was
tell you the names.
engaged to.
Yeah, no, the young girl that
Yeah, the
went
worker.
location scouting. I thought that was cool that they honed in on them. But I wish that kind of focus was there from the beginning because it would really give me an endpoint to this extremely strange kind of liminal space that we're
Hmm.
examining throughout the film.
Yeah.
And the movie's how long is the
It
movie?
was 2 hours.
It's 2 hours long.
Yeah.
I feel like you had time. Now, it is a very slow film. I don't mind the pace. I said boring because I think
I
it could
mean,
have went a little farther.
it is
I don't
boring.
I don't know if I would cut. Yeah, but that's kind of the monotony is like an important
Yeah.
like kind of uh vibe aspect to it where you need to really get into this meditative, peaceful state that the movie's trying to lull you into. Um it's one of those very consistent watches. The whole film is very consistent. It doesn't really leave its own template. Um, which is the kind of thing where I didn't fall asleep, but it's the kind of movie that you could fall asleep and wake up and like you still have an idea of what's going on because the plot is very, very loose.
Yes.
There's no
Yes.
plot. Um, I don't know. I was kind of bored, but I was really liking the look of it. Like aesthetically, I think this movie's really stunning.
I agree with
I
you.
think the choice to make it very natural was cool. Did you like that? Like the
Yeah. I
naturalism of it?
I did like that. I also oh, the hell. Sorry. Um I also really liked um the camera work, and I really liked how in the beginning it was like this handheld, like kind of
Yeah.
shaky look. Um but yeah, I think for me the problem was more just like the story, not technically I liked it.
Yeah. I think technically I loved it as well because the visuals are so nice. I love that choice to make it naturalistic, like document, because that's not the traditional choice you would see for this kind of
Yeah,
film.
which was pretty
Um,
cool at some times where I was like, "Oh wow, like I do feel like I'm watching like a documentary like of these
yeah,
are real
yeah,
people."
which
And
is
then
because the performances are all really natural as
yeah.
well. Just seemed great. Oh, there's Janice Ian.
And I
The
did
performances were
no, go
sorry.
ahead.
The performances were very natural and really lended to the fact that it felt like real life and
Mhm.
documentary and like yeah.
I was just saying that like in the beginning it definitely reminded me a little bit of like Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Okay.
Like that concept of more the concept, not the story itself, but
Hmm.
the idea of like
Memory.
memories and like
Yeah.
keeping memories, erasing memories, all that. And then
Yeah.
obviously it diverges and it's different, but in the beginning,
Yeah.
especially with like
When
The
was Eternal
Office,
Sunshine from?
1999? Let me
Yeah,
check.
something like
I
that.
think
I
so.
think I think the whole bureaucratic nature of the memory and how we categorize memory
Oh no,
is
just kidding.
is
Just kidding. 2004. Oh,
makes
oh.
sense, make more sense. Um, I think just the bureaucraticness and the fact that
Mm-hmm.
we could go back and like examine memories in Eternal Sunshine, we can really pick them out, and it's that similar kind of vibe here,
Yeah.
where we can take out memories. They're physical in a way. I think the importance of memory there's a lot memory is very important and I think it's a very strange thing that we have. I think just the concept of remembering things
Yeah.
is so interesting and there's so much to
Right?
explore, and I think Corneta does that pretty beautifully here. They ask, so the clients come in, they ask their clients the day they were born and their age, and while the post-death realm is universally considered to be a realm like beyond time, beyond any grasp of what
Mm-hmm.
beyond how we grasp the world, um, this seems to be a very down-to-earth, like practical, bureaucratic stop before heaven. And I thought that was a cool way to frame this kind of exploration of memory and all that. Um, and it's so fucking weird because all the characters in and I think that might lend a little to the disconnect we both had because it takes a while for you to realize, but you're basically watching a film where every character has died. No
Yeah.
one is alive.
Yeah.
So it's so rare to see characters analyzed like this post-mortem. It's such
Mm-hmm.
a strange subject for a film. And it's more of a premise you'd see for a novel or something, or like some kind of play, you know what I mean? Some
Mm.
kind of like pretentious kind of show.
Now,
You know what I mean?
honestly, now that you say that, I think I could totally see this being a book
Yeah.
and working better as a
Or
book.
you think? I
Yeah.
think I think it's a very cinematic film
I,
in
d-
that the framing, I don't know.
the reason why I say it could work better as a book because in a film you only have so much time to explore and build, right?
Yeah.
And obviously if you do it correctly, you can make a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like a book is a lot easier and you have a lot more time and a lot more
Yeah.
space to really flesh out like um
Could be.
the world and the and
Yeah.
the characters and all that. So,
I think I think it's funny because this movie's so drawn out and like long. Um, I think I would have rather it either be like an hour 30, something like
mhm.
that, or like 2.5 hours. You know what I mean? Hear me out. Just a little more time to explore characters so we get emotionally connected to them.
Okay.
That's it. So they don't, because at the end it kind of felt like they shoved in that whole plot
Mhm.
line with the guy.
Well, because I was thinking like,
I would have sat for another half an hour, but I'm also really patient with this kind of stuff. I thought it was intriguing enough
did the director
for
want us
that.
to connect to the characters, or was it kind of one
Not
of those
really.
things
It
where it's like
was
they're dead, so don't connect with them?
it's more of like a like a piece where it's just thought provoking. Like it just wants to
Right, right.
provoke a certain feeling and a certain thought. And I like it, but I just wish there was a little more character to it. That's all. Because it's all like very serene, very peaceful, lots of long shots, but I don't feel really close or attached to anything that's going on, which is kind of
Hmm.
what it is like because you are in a state where you're post-death, and that's not a very character
Well, as they say, in limbo.
in limbo. I think that um it's interesting that no character like there is that one emo guy, but no one like fully rejects the situation they're in, which is
Right.
a very like serene, it's very um from what I've seen from Japanese cinema, it's very um adherent to the culture of this respect for the spiritual realm for and this kind of appreciation for life after death
Yeah.
and um it's a very Buddhist film as well.
I was
I
gonna say, yeah,
There was
very.
some funny aspects, there were some goofy aspects. To me at least, I thought there was I didn't write any specific instance, but there was some humor in there. Um, I don't know if you caught on, but I
Not
chuckled.
for
I
me
chuckled a little.
personally.
I didn't think the tone was as serious as I thought it would be. You know, there's because you have these like awful performances when they're trying to put on a band and like
Mm,
this whole back and forth on like what color was the dress? Like let's try to like I just thought everything on set, all the documentaries, how they would cut back to that guy that's always talking about sex. I thought it was a little, there was humor to it, and I like that how it didn't take itself too seriously. Um, I'm a sucker for shots of light coming through windows. Are you a sucker?
One might say.
Because they,
I know
because
you're a real
there's
sucker.
there's a lot of that in this movie, and I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else you write?
Let me see. Oh, okay. Um, so two things. One, so they reconstruct the memory?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to clear that up because I was a little confused about that.
They recreate it in in cinematic form,
Yes.
and that's the one memory that will guide them into their future and that they will remember in heaven or
Okay.
in the afterlife.
All right.
So it's the thing that sends them off as well. Seeing their film is what sets them off, which I think
Mm-hmm.
is very thematically relevant, and also to the fact that we're watching a movie and it's
Mm-hmm.
by this art house director. Um, but yeah, it's what sends them off, and it's the one memory that stays with them. I don't know if they remember the movie or they remember the memory or what's the deal, but it's kind of like I
I'm
saw it as like kind of
assuming
a
the memory.
refresher, just kind of
I don't
a
know.
way to refresh the memory so that it feels fresh in the mind as they move
Right.
on. And that's there's some kind of process as you go to the afterlife that in which you lose every memory but it. And I thought that was interesting
Mm-hmm.
how we usually see in a how can I say this in a more religious sense of afterlife, heaven, hell. Um, we usually see it as a place where you remember everything from your life, and you're
Mm-hmm.
reflecting on it, and you're in this beautiful, peaceful place, or you're in this really tortured place.
Right.
But in any case, you still remember your past. And I think it's interesting that this movie's kind of posing the afterlife as a completely different thing, in that it's a different realm and you're going to live a different life there and make your own different memories. And that's like a whole different thing, you
I
know?
I
You just keep
really
only one memory.
I was gonna say I do really like that idea.
Yeah, I love
Um,
it as well.
and that like you're starting fresh, you're starting new, and not the whole idea
Yeah,
of, yeah, like you're carrying the weight with you and you have to keep reflecting on it even after death and
yeah.
keep thinking about it and
Which is a
pondering
very
over.
religious, which is a really
I mean,
religious way of
I don't
taking
know
this. It
about
definitely,
I don't know about Islam or like Judaism, but I know Christianity, that's what a
yeah,
lot of it
Christianity
is.
is very heavy on that for sure.
Um, yeah.
For sure. This is a very spiritual, not religious, but spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
serene way of looking at it, which I really liked because this kind of felt like a cleansing experience in that it just felt very clean, organized, and peaceful.
Yeah.
And I'm not in a moment in my life where I'm pondering death. I haven't thought about it very often as of recent. There have been times where I have, but
Yeah.
um, this kind of thing kind of makes you feel like it will be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the whole notion of the of an afterlife, I think that humans invented that in order to feel more peaceful, at peace with death, that they'd have
Right.
another place to go to. And I think that this movie and the concept kind of talks to that and says, listen, afterlife, you might have a completely different world. You might only remember one fucking thing from your life
Mm-hmm.
on Earth. And that's just how it is. And
Mm-hmm.
like if we're already taking this concept of afterlife seriously, let's just be real and think that it's probably something completely else that we don't expect.
Yeah.
And but that's not the major thing. The major thing is this concept of one memory and what memory you would take with you.
Right.
Um
It's cool.
It's
It's very cool.
so here comes the billion-dollar question, Melly. Do you think you'd be able to do that?
Like pick one memory.
Yeah. Because that's what I think the movie is asking you to talk
Yeah.
about and asking
Yeah.
you to think about. Which
Right.
I think that's such a cool thing to urge your on, like a movie that makes you just the power of cinema and that it can make you think about this kind of stuff. I just think it's an interesting
I
conversation to be had.
I don't know. Okay, and I hate saying this because obviously I could literally die at any moment. Obviously, like I could die tomorrow. Like oh, God forbid, but like like you don't know what's gonna happen to you. You don't know when death is gonna come.
Yeah,
But I don't think I've lived long enough and I've experienced enough to be able to answer that question.
yeah. But it really does. You do have every age group in the film. You have
Mm-hmm.
young people, old people.
And
And I
also
like
it's
how it didn't treat, sorry,
no, I was just gonna
go
say
ahead.
it's very hard for me to think of a memory on the spot like this because then I forget
No,
everything.
I'm not saying think of a memory. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
like,
yeah.
do you think you'd be able to? I like how it treated young people not as like naive people that don't have like
Mm.
you know what I mean, that don't have enough memories to like
Yeah, yeah.
choose out of or didn't have some kind of profound moment in their life. I like how seriously it took young people,
Yeah,
in that they
it
had their own processes, they had their own, yeah,
I agree with you on that because a lot of people will sometimes like look down upon younger people, you know,
yeah,
like you haven't done anything. You don't,
yeah.
despite what I just said, but that's just my own opinion about myself. Um,
Yeah.
a lot of the time older
But
generations,
the thesis which I really like in that is that every you know, you don't have to have this meaningful, profound moment in life. And I know that's like a given for us, but it's not a given for a lot of people.
no, it's
In
not.
that these young people could have experienced something like going to Disneyland, and that was enough. And like,
Mm-hmm.
would you say that young people have had less experiences, but everything in life is profound and beautiful, you
Yeah.
know? That's what this movie's trying to say. That I think there's something to this be said about how young people are treated, as opposed to the truth of it. And according to Koreeda, it's something there's respect to be given to young people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though we don't have the same amount of memories, that doesn't mean when it comes down to it, and at the end of the day, if we had to single it down to one, that our memory will be less profound than yours, or that the things we had are less meaningful than yours. I think that's really
It's very
I think
sweet.
that's really interesting. Yeah, it is very sweet. I love the location, the production design. I mean, is chosen really well. All the trees and the flower pots and the radiators in the room. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The
I like I
cinematography is
love
so
how it everything looks so worn in and used, you know?
yeah,
It makes
yeah,
sense when you're in the state of like of this limbo, right? Like it's not going to be
yeah,
new, it's not going to be clean. Like you have thousands of souls coming in through it. Like it's going to be used. It's like, you know
yeah.
what I mean? So that was cool.
I I love this. Like, I think it's so interesting that you're watching a movie that's like all about the in between before heaven. I think that's so crazy that like you're talking about like liminal spaces and stuff,
Back
liminality
rooms,
or
the back
whatever.
rooms?
It's like a peaceful back rooms in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Just like
is.
a go through space, and you're only there for a week. You know,
Hmm.
I was kind of reminded of Kurosami with all the flowers and the framing and stuff. That was just visually though. Um, I like the old lady that put all the pine nuts and leaves on the table and didn't answer any of the questions in the
Hmm.
beginning. I love the fog behind the interviewees on the window panels.
Yeah.
It was just so cute and also kind of sad at the same time. And the whole videotapes, photographs to remind people of memories is just a wonderful choice that kind of makes it metatextual, and like later they have to recreate it, which is this is its own branch of documentary cinema in a way,
Mm-hmm.
because they're kind of it's recreational documentaries, and it adds this whole mechanic. And you have yourself in your, and why do we film, why do we make movies? Like, in a way it's about memory, and how a lot of directors tend to make things based on their lives in an attempt to um make up with certain memories, whether they be true. Like, let's talk about something relevant to today.
Right.
Baby Reindeer, right?
Mm.
Very, this director that had this really traumatic story to him, and now he's like recreating this memory in a way, one to
Mm-hmm.
one, and making it in cinematic form as, I think, a way to cope with this trauma. Or it's just like cinema as a therapy, and cinema as a way to um make just, yeah, there's a word for it in Hebrew that I can't, just like smooth it all out, and like
Yeah.
be good with the
It's it's
memories you have.
it's like
I
it's like as a form of therapy.
Yeah, as a form of therapy, and just recognizing your memories as I think it's so cool because they analyze every single, for example, with the memory with the red dress.
Right,
They're
right,
like,
yeah.
yeah, because the red dress is a symbol for her husband, and they were like analyzing it like you would analyze a short story or a film.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was so cool, because, and I think that we should analyze memories as profound artistic things. And I think it's a really cool thing to do. Like, real life is just as meaningful, and has its own symbols and its own motifs, and that's how life is as well. And it's this kind of
So is
balance between
life
art.
just one big movie?
But it's kind of
What?
like when we talk about life imitates art. It's
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Um, but it's crazy because you find out that all the workers there are dead people,
Yeah,
really,
which is very
that just couldn't choose memories.
mm-hmm.
And once they choose a memory, they allow themselves to die, which is what happens at the end.
Yeah,
Um,
which is pretty interesting, I guess.
which was interesting. The dead young girl, when she goes location scouting, I love that scene. Taking pictures. I thought it was really sad, because she's scouting and like taking pictures of the world that she's no longer part of, and
Mm-hmm.
aiming to recreate memories that aren't hers. It's like she's really a ghost.
Yeah, she is.
She is. Um, and the crew prepares for the filmings, and they study the memories in a very artistic way, like I said. And there's something really cute and sad about all these people working together to recreate this moment in different people's lives. And they finish the film, and they have this awful recital, and and all the people go to the screening room, which was kind of scary. It's like that's it. It's the last time they'd see
Mm.
them before they go. Um, yeah, but you're right. The movie did kind of lose me in the after they let go of that load of people. It kind of lost me, because I was like, now we're
Yeah.
finding out that the young guy was the old guy's wife's ex. He was like
Yeah.
in a relationship with the old guy's wife before she was with the old guy.
Yeah. And I think
And
that's
that,
where I started getting a little confused, and I was kind of like, why does it matter now? Like after everything we saw, like
I don't know.
I just
What did
didn't
you
like
think? What did you think of all the moon shit? All the moon scenes?
well, very pretty.
Yeah, I
And I,
guess.
I and I love the moon.
Yeah,
But like I
moon's
don't
a cool.
know. I didn't really
Is
I didn't know what it was supposed to mean. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
there.
Do you have theories on what it's supposed on what it means or
I
not
don't
really?
have no. I think it's
Okay.
just a thing we all marvel at, and don't really understand. Well, there are people
Mm.
on Earth that do understand it, but what's that whole thing at the end? Like in the shot that's behind you, he kind of reveals that the moon was fake or something, that it was like some kind of lid.
Well, see that's the thing. Like that's why I was saying that I was getting like really confused towards the
That
end.
was so thematically strange. I have no idea. I
Like
can't explain it to you.
I was starting to get lost because then I was kind of like, what does this have to do with everything that we've been seeing so far?
I don't know. Yeah,
You
the
know,
ending definitely kind of lost me, but I thought it was
like,
really sad when
are they trying to tell us that like the world they've constructed is fake or
it's
this
fate.
limbo?
That's the kind of vibe I got from it, but I don't know.
I,
I don't know.
I don't know
I was a
either.
little confused. Um, but I felt happy with the amount that I understood. I think what was cool about the young man is that I believe the memory he chose
Hmm.
was him laying on the bench, and then part of his memory that they screened is a shot of the people filming the memory. So what I understood from that is
Mm,
that the memory that he chose was filming the memory,
yeah.
which I thought was such an interesting thing. And I was thinking throughout the film, can you choose a memory from the limbo state?
I mean, I guess you can.
I think that's crazy. Um, why is the moon revealed to be fake? I don't know, but I love how he marvels at it, and that's kind of how he connects with the girl. And then the
Hmm.
old guy, this old worker says the same thing to her that the young guy said to her about the moon, and he's like, I hope she understood. I didn't understand
I
that part.
Neither did I.
I thought it was cool though.
It's cute.
Um, Yeah, and then the ending happens, and now she's no longer just an assistant. She's graduated to actually she's
Hmm.
replaced the young man, and she's interviewing people now.
Yeah,
And I thought it was a cute just way to finish off the week, if you will, because it's all in the span of 1 week.
that's very true.
Yeah.
Monday, as the mamas
Da,
and
da, da,
papas
da.
say.
Father and
Monday.
mother,
Mother,
sister, father.
daughters, father, father, sister, grandma, uncle, aunt, peepaw, meemaw, poopy
Do
doopy.
you have any other notes, or do you want to just rate it up?
I don't think so.
Feel like I've been blabbering on, but
No, you haven't. You've been filling in the silence that I have created because I don't know what to say.
um, okay, that's right.
Okay, I give it a 3.5.
I'm giving
Um,
it a 4,
okay.
but
I
it
think,
is not what I expected.
yeah,
I
I think
expected it to be
the
better.
reason why I'm not giving it a 4 is only because, again, like I said, I recognize um the production aspect and I recognize how beautiful it is and everything, but the big disconnect with the story just really like is what is bringing the
Yep.
score down to a 3.5. Which, as I've said multiple times in this podcast before, 3.5 does not mean bad. It's a good
Yeah.
movie. It just is lacking certain things that I really would like to see and that would make it a better movie for me. But yeah.
Well, I thought this was very wholesome and sad and therapeutic and kind of cleansing, and
Hmm.
I really were. It's just what I needed in a way
Right.
the other night. So I don't know. I was really content. Along with everything I've said, could have been shorter or longer, but it's not the perfect runtime for this. I would have edited it much differently.
Yeah.
However, but I don't mind all the slowness to it. I don't mind it.
Hmm. Well, I don't know.
We have 2.5 minutes left. Two minutes 45 seconds to the end of the Zoom.
I got
Do
it.
you
I got
want to
you.
reveal the?
Let's
Should we
do
just
it.
go for the
Let me
choice?
let me reveal this stuff to you.
Let's fucking go. Let's
Okay,
fucking go.
guys,
Take these bad
this
boys off.
movie, this movie could not be any more different from what we watched this week. And I'm really about to put you in a whole other,
Okay.
yeah, now that I think about it, maybe I shouldn't have chose this movie, but um whatever.
Whatever, man.
Okay, here's the kicker. It's a genre we've never reviewed on the pod. However, it's a direct. Okay, wait. Both of us haven't seen this movie.
Okay.
but it's a director that we've watched a movie from before
On the pod?
on the pod.
Okay.
And it's a director that I have chosen before, and I'm choosing him again. Him again.
Is it Gregory?
No, it's not.
Mm.
All right. Are you ready for the reveal?
Wait, okay, do it slow. Give me the year, give me the
Okay. This is from the year
because I
1987.
like guessing. It's
1987, and it's
it's not very.
directed by Stanley Kubrick,
Oh my God, what the fuck did you
and
choose?
it's the movie Full Metal Jacket.
Interesting. Crazy
Guys,
pick.
crazy pick. It's about
I would
Vietnam. We'll see how this goes. I don't know. I've been wanting to watch it for a hot minute now. I was gonna watch it 2 weeks
crazy.
ago, and then I was like, wait, no, I'll keep it for the pod. Yeah,
Sick. It's always nice to talk about a Kubrick.
yeah, and we've never
Got
done
some
war.
Kubrick
We've
in there.
never done war
We've never done
on
war.
the pod. So let's see how this goes, guys. Thanks for
Let's
watching.
get it. Let's do war. See you
Make
guys.
love, make love and
Not
peace,
war.
not war and fighting and anger.
Make tea, not love,
Period.
as Monty Python loved to say.
But yeah, Full Metal Jacket. Thanks for
See you
watching,
guys next
guys.
week. We would do.
Um, the Zoom ended before we could say bye, but thanks for watching. Go ahead and watch Full Metal Jacket before the next episode. Yeah, thanks, guys.